Thank you so much for that. So as we saw in our previous sessions, digital is the next big thing. Everybody is on digital media and brands know that and they're targeting the right consumers to get more success. But in order for most brands to go to that, take that to the next level, you need to have what is known as the multilingual or regional content strategy. So these are just the numbers here. There are more than 234 million Indian language users online, and this is only going to increase in the coming years. In fact, the searches for Indian language searches are going up by about 2.5 times, and more users are coming onto the internet, and they're almost skipping the desktop phase and directly going to the mobile phase. Yeah, so to give you an understanding, Hindi language users are maximum. Yes, of course, that's one of our fastest growing languages, followed closely by Bengali, Telugu and Tamil. Tamil actually sees 74% growth, although it's a smaller state here with a limited number of people, but the people online for Tamil are much larger. Yeah, so this is the question of the hour here. Does your brand speak the language that your consumers speak? Yeah. How many brands are here, out here? Can I just see a arm? Yeah. And what kind of products do you deal with? Sorry? Sure. So do you have a multilingual strategy? You do? And how successful do you find it?
Yeah, it is reaching to the right TG and we get the response.
Right, yeah. So that's exactly my point. It's not just about reaching the right target audience, but also getting them to convert and walk into your store, for an example. Yeah, but sir, if I may ask you, do you face any challenges while doing this?
One is actually we need a good content writer and content creator. That is where the challenge lies. And I think channel, we have plenty of channels to reach them. So content creation is the
challenge.
Major, yeah.
Right, yeah. So we see most brands just translating their content, right? Instead of actually having a complete strategy, end-to-end strategy in that particular language itself. So it's not just about having that strategy, but also localizing that content and then targeting the Indian language users. Yeah, so what we propose here is understanding your consumers, understand which language they're on, understand what kind of content will work for them, and create that content in that language that they would really understand. So that acquiring that consumer also is much cheaper than acquiring a consumer and talking to them in a language that they don't really follow or feel comfortable in. So I'm just going to show you some examples of how you can do this. So this is a landing page that we created for a brand named Casa Grande, and the same landing page was in English, and we were targeting all users, from high-end users to low-end users, all of them. But then all we did was change the landing page in Tamil, target the same users, and the cost of acquiring these customers came down to about 78% lower. So this is not just about creating that landing page alone, but also the experience that you give them. So from the salesperson calling them to the person showing in the house to completely closing the deal, everything is in that particular language, which really, sort of push them to make that purchase and lower the cost of acquiring the customer itself. So this doesn't just work for high for a real estate brand, but also retail brands. This is some of the examples that we did for Malabar, where the creatives, not just about on social media, also the creative on ads, everything is done in that particular language and targeting users only on that language to acquire the customer at a lower rate and increase engagement on the page as well. I just have a small video to show you. So I can probably proceed to the next slide. Yeah, so the video is not playing, but I can tell you a gist of what the video was about. So it's a promise campaign that we ran for Malabar. I'm not sure how many of you have seen it. It's about the Malabar promise and ensuring that the quality is really good while also maintaining the price. That's essentially the crux of the campaign. So we ran it in multiple languages, not just Hindi or Tamil, but as you can see, multiple variety of languages here. And so that a phenomenal response that we got here, over 4,000 store visits. So it's not just, did not just saw the video, but also walked into the store and made purchases. So while we can't share more details about this campaign, but this is extremely good, only with Hindi being maximum, followed closely by Malayalam, Kannada and Tamil. Yeah, the same with Himalaya as well. As you all know, Himalaya is a really famous brand, and they were struggling to reach the smaller towns and cities, tier 3 and tier 4 cities, while because most of the product, the packaging was all in, still remain in English. So what we did here was convert the entire thing to Hindi or any other language that the users are comfortable in, and we saw a huge bump in sale. All we had to do is just translate that into the language that the users are comfortable in, and made a huge difference. Yeah, it's also not just about creating language in Hindi or Tamil, but also having that local twist to it. So as you can see, these creatives for Paramudir are not just funny, but they're also quirky, which really helps. You don't really need to know that language 100%, that it's really share-worthy content. Same way for, it can be a brand like Dura Ultima, where, they're present in the Northeast, they deal with shutters and roofs, but making that into a language that in a state where they are, that language really made a lot of difference, and the cost of acquiring that customer went down by 30%. Same way, as you can see, this increases the reach as well. It's just fun creatives that we can use in that particular language. But we don't really restrict ourselves to that particular language of that state. If you want to reach a pan-Indian audience, you need to have a completely different strategy and make sure you target more than just that one language to reach the right customers. Yeah, that's about it.